All right, get ready because we're about to dive deep into a mythology that's so dark, its main figure isn't just some monster, he's a philosophical disaster waiting to happen. This is the story of the Overdragon. So the whole story kicks off with this really haunting image. It just sets a terrible stage, you know? This isn't about a war between armies. It's about a war against the very idea of meaning itself. It's the prelude to a very, very dangerous idea. And that's the central mystery we're unpacking today. This is not your simple good versus evil story. No, it's something way more terrifying. It's the fight for meaning against its own complete and total consumption. To really understand this shadow, we first need to get a handle on the parable he crawled out of. See, this isn't just some random beastie. This is a specific character named Valerius, and he's the star of the parable of the mirror breaker. So, who is this Valerius guy? Well, the lore calls him a bridge between being human and being something else entirely. He literally crawled out of a cosmic dumping ground for failed creations, and in doing that, he basically becomes the ultimate rejection of the very gods who threw him away. Okay, so to truly get Valerius, you have to understand the completely broken cosmos that spat him out in the first place. And that means we gotta go all the way back to the beginning, to the World Forge. The whole cosmic setup is actually kind of simple, but it's dark. Up top, you've got this great smith, forging entire universes out of pure possibility. But, not every creation is a masterpiece. The flawed ones, the ones they call nightmares, they get tossed down into this massive pit. And at the very bottom, there's a great dragon, and his only job is to eat the failures. And that dragon? He has a name. Barbatos. And it is absolutely crucial to remember his original job. He wasn't a bad guy. He was a function. He was literally the cosmic garbage disposal, designed to keep creation clean by devouring all the mistakes. But what happens when the garbage disposal starts to think for itself? That is the exact moment everything changes. It's when the servant decides he has had more than enough of eating scraps down in the dark. You can see his transformation as either a fall from grace or maybe a horrifying ascent. For ages, he just does his job, eating failed worlds. But then he takes a bite out of a world that's just poisoned with malice, and it whispers a new truth to him. Destruction is the real power. He realizes he's starving in the dark, while his master, the smith, gets to feast on light. And so he eats his master. Now, instead of just recycling nightmares, he collects them. He's building a tower made of failed worlds, just waiting for the day he can swallow the sun itself. And all of that huge cosmic drama, it finally gets boiled down and manifests in one single, absolutely terrifying figure. If Barbatos is the abyss, the hunger itself, then Valerius is the piece of that abyss that grew legs and learned how to talk. I mean, that one quote tells you everything you need to know. It's his whole deal. Valerius isn't just a monster born from the dark. He is the self-aware will of that darkness. He isn't just a failure. He's a failure that has decided that oblivion is the ultimate form of success. And his powers are basically his philosophy made real. The dark lighting is called the anti-music, the sound that literally unbuilds the stars. His necromancy turns a hero's entire legacy into a puppet show for his collection. But the black flame? Oh man, that's the most terrifying of all. It doesn't just burn your skin, it burns away the very idea of what you're supposed to be. And when all of those dark energies are just totally unleashed, when his human-looking shell just can't contain the dragon that's inside anymore, he sheds that human pretense and shows you what he really is. And this isn't just a simple power-up, it's a philosophical statement. It's the moment the nightmare stops pretending and fully embraces its nature as the end of every story. And right here is where the story goes beyond just cool lore and becomes pure philosophy. His power isn't about how hard he can punch. It's a weapon aimed at the very nature of reality itself. This comparison right here just perfectly nails the true purpose of that black flame. See, it doesn't kill a hero, it reveals them. It burns away that mask of virtue that the smith created and shows the truth of hunger underneath. The dragon's whole philosophy argues that heroism is just a lie we tell ourselves to hide from the dark. And what's wild is you can map his entire existence onto Nietzschean philosophy. His will to power, that drive to exert your will on the world, it isn't about conquering. For him, it's about liberating reality from the prison of its creator.
His black flame is a literal transvaluation of values. It flips morality on its head to prove that good is just a fragile illusion. And his Amor Fati, his love of fate, is his total, joyous embrace of his role as the universe's digestive system.
So this all brings us to the most crucial point. Valerius isn't a hero, and he's not really a villain. He's not trying to improve humanity or even destroy it. He is the final stage of this dark philosophy. He is the end man. And this is his ultimate mission statement. He isn't here to build a new world or offer a new morality, no. He is the digestive fire that proves the flock, the hero, the gods, the entire creation were never real to begin with. Which, of course, leaves us with a deeply unsettling question to just chew on. If everything we see around us is just a flawed draft from a dead god's forge, is the act of unmaking it all not an act of evil but the ultimate expression of freedom? Maybe the ultimate act of will.